The article I chose was Research on Teaching Mathematics, the Unsolved Problem of Teachers' Mathematical Knowledge by Deborah Ball, University of Michigan, Sarah Lubinsky of Iowa State University, and Denise Mewborn from University of Georgia. In summary, the article is very long, but long story short, this article is about several different research findings and the things they did themselves and other researchers. The main idea of the article is relating teacher knowledge to student knowledge. So if the teacher has more mathematical knowledge, then it relates directly to the students having more mathematical knowledge. This could be true because of the lack of professional development, lack of teachers' preparation courses, their mathematical backgrounds. The different researches that they found that the authors viewed in here have different focus topics and different ways of interviewing and probing the teachers for the knowledge that they have. Examples are given throughout the article and different scenarios of teacher, how they were approached, the problems students had in their classes, and the article compares several research findings in order to gain a better understanding of teacher knowledge and their teaching. The background, like I stated earlier, they collaborated studies from all over the world and beyond, all the way to China. The research and findings are mostly from other research conducted, but they use that in a way to to gain knowledge and knowledge of other teachers' knowledge in mathematics. So, as a result from that, it was very interesting on all the things that they found. Their studies cited throughout the whole article, but obviously too many to list. The research questions: why does formal schooling in the United States manage to help so many people learn to read and write successfully, yet fail with so many others in developing a similar level of mathematic proficiency? And why focus on mathematical knowledge for teaching? Why are so few American adults mathematically proficient? And why has improving mathematics teaching and learning been so difficult? So the data and findings, mainly the misrepresentation of mathematics, and too often the curriculum and teaching methods used in schools, they tend to overwhelm students with skills, procedures, and without really allowing them to develop an appreciation for the power of mathematics. Also, views a knowledge of learning. Insufficient understanding that means an inadequate opportunity for teachers to develop the knowledge and ability to use the math in their classes and use it, I guess you could say, proficiently. Organizational factors. Schools are swamped with multiple and competing goals. They push the standardized test, administrators, school boards. So many people, they're just so preoccupied with test scores, and they put pressure on teachers to emphasize the basic skills and computations and memorization of facts. Teachers often do not have the time to plan and organize the rich experience or vigorous plans, lessons for students, and they cannot afford to loosen up and give more exploratory curriculum. Teachers feel pressured, to make sure that students master the required content. It also showed, going a little bit out of order, but the elementary textbook, one of the studies in here was an analysis of an elementary textbook, and it said that the concepts and procedures were inadequately developed, with only one or two examples given of math problems, and that they just gave hints and reminders for students on what to do. Back to professional development. Teachers have little access to professional development or few opportunities to work together on curriculum. More training money has been spent on sessions of workshops that are often intellectually superficial and disconnected from the deep issues of curriculum and learning. And many teachers see teachers, I guess, as teaching as a common sense sort of aspect, and they don't see any need for professional development, which we all know that's not true. The weakness of, or the role and knowledge of mathematics for teaching, the weakness of the U.S. mathematics education and U.S. teachers, it's just dropped dramatically. And no matter if they get new content, new curriculum, whatever it is, it all depends on the teacher's knowledge of mathematics. They claim that the teacher's knowledge of math is an important resource for teaching. So, I mean, you have to have the knowledge in order to teach it. And students learn more mathematics when their teacher reports having taken more mathematics themselves. So it matters how much knowledge teachers have and how much math it does take to teach students. One of the authors interviewed 19 prospective teachers and asked them about a given multiplication problem with 8th graders and asked them how they would approach the issue. I wish I could go into all of that, but there's no way. They did research on division problem with 33 prospective elementary teachers, and to me the findings were shocking on how low level the teachers were. They did it with rational numbers with 15 teachers that were actually seasoned teachers, and they were given approximately 60 problems. 10 to 25% of the teachers struggled with just basic computation. They did it with functions, geometry and measurement, proofs, and those were all pre-service teachers also. But the findings about what teachers know, as well as how they think about mathematics and teaching and learning about a particular mathematical topic, it still describes the teachers and the knowledge more than it describes their teaching. In conclusion, this was really hard to summarize, 26 pages, but the authors of the article found that from not only their research but others' research that they use, that being able to talk about mathematics is different than actually doing it. What they have come across in the studies is that what teachers know, or their defining knowledge, that teachers should know an adequate amount of mathematics in order to teach, and the inadequate for solving the problem and understanding the knowledge that is needed for teaching. The missing factor in the mathematical knowledge is the content of teaching. You have to know your content. The findings provide a glimpse that are important distinction between knowing how to do math and knowing mathematics in a way that you are able to use it in practice. Ultimately, teachers must be able to know and use mathematics in practice, not just in courses or an interview question. It also suggests that teachers need to redefine the problem from teachers and what teachers know to teaching and what it takes to actually teach. This article is actually very eye-opening to me, being that I did alternative certification and didn't have a lot of math background. I didn't disagree with anything in the article. I think that it shows that why I'm doing what I'm doing, to get a better education so that I can better teach my students. And I love this article, and I would read it again as soon as I have time. No, thank y'all for your time, and I hope y'all agree with everything